Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Bates with today's math lesson for Module 4, Lesson 25 and 26. The learning goal for today is I can decompose 9 using objects, drawings, and stories. You will need a piece of paper and a pencil. If you have a whiteboard and dry erase marker, you could use them instead. Let's begin with a story. There were 9 bears in the forest. Some bears went to sleep in the cave and some left to find a honey tree. How many bears were there in all? Do you remember? If you said 9, you are correct. Now let's say 3 bears went in the cave to sleep. I'm going to move 3 bears in the cave. And let's say the rest of them went to hunt by the tree. So I'm going to move the rest of the bears by the tree. Now, let's write a number bond to match our story. Well, do you remember how many bears there were altogether in the forest? 9. And that's where we place the number 9 on our number bond, because that shows that there were 9 in all. Now let's take a look at the part in the cave. How many bears were in the cave? 3. Very good. Now let's look at the part near the tree. How many bears went looking for honey? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's put the number 6 right there on our number bond. Now let's take a look at our number bond. We have 9 bears in the forest. 3 went to the cave to sleep. And 6 went by the tree looking for some honey. Very good. Now let's use counters to show our story about the bears. And let's also write a number bond to match the story. Now I have 9 counters. And if you've noticed, I've placed those counters in the 5 group way. So that's what 9 looks like placed in the 5 group way. 5 on the top, 4 on the bottom. Now, we know that there were 9 bears in the forest. 3 bears went to the cave to sleep. So I'm just going to take away 3 counters to show that part. Now, how many bears went looking for some honey? Well, let's take a look at this part. 5, 6. That's right. 6 bears went looking for some honey. Very good, boys and girls. Now, let's look at this story in a different way. So let me place my counters, my 9 counters, back in the 5 group way. So now, let's say instead of 3 bears going to the cave to sleep, let's say 7 bears. 7 bears went to the cave to sleep. So I'm going to take away 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. Now, if 7 bears went to the cave to sleep, how many bears are hunting for honey by the tree? Well, there's 2. Let's add the number 2 to our number bond. Very good. Our number bond for this story says that there were 9 bears, 7 bears went to the cave, and 2 bears went looking for some honey. Now let's do a few more stories. The other day, I planted some flowers in my garden. You guessed it, I planted 9 flowers. if you look at the 9 flowers I planted, you notice that some of them are blue and some of them are white. Let's take a look and count how many blue flowers I planted in my garden. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are right. I planted 5 blue flowers. Now let's take a look at the other part. I planted some white flowers. How many white flowers did I plant? You are right, 4. So if you take a look at my number bond, I planted 9 flowers altogether. 5 of them were blue and 4 of them were white. Let's do another story. Now, I noticed after I planted my flowers, there were some bees and butterflies that came. Now, I know you've been talking about insects and bugs with Mrs. Hurleman. So let's see how many insects came to my garden. How many insects visited my garden? You are right, 9. Well, let's take a look at those 9 insects. How many bees visited? Well, good job, 2. Now let's take a look at the other part, the butterflies. How many butterflies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. There were 7 butterflies. So if you take a look at my number bond, in my garden, I saw 9 insects, 2 bees, and 7 butterflies. Very good. Now, I just have some number bonds here, and I would like to use my counters to show what I have in my number bond. So I have 9 circles all together. To use the counters to show the parts, I would look at my first part, 7, and I would put out 7 red counters. My other part is 2, so then I would add 2 yellow counters. I have 9 counters all together, 7 red and 2 yellow. All right, let's move to this number bond and let's show it using our counters. I have 9 circles. Let's take a look at this part. There's 3, so I'm going to put 3 red counters to show this part. And let's take a look at the other part, 6. And I'm going to add 6 yellow counters to show that part. So if you look at the number bond, I have 9 counters altogether. 3 of the counters are red and 6 are yellow. And that's what we're going to be doing a little bit more of today. So, are you ready for some more practice? Let's do it. You will need a piece of paper, a pencil, and 2 different color crayons. Let's get started by taking our paper and folding it like a book. And this time we're just going to open it up and draw a line down, which gives us 2 sections on our piece of paper to work on. So let's start on this side, and we're going to draw a number bond and write the number 9 in this circle to show the whole. That's the number today we practice decomposing. So underneath, we're going to start by drawing 9 circles the 5 group way, which remember is 5 and then 4. Now, let's see. I'm going to take a crayon. I'm going to start with this pretty pink one, and I'm going to color some of the circles, not all, but some, pink. Then I'm going to take my other crayon and color the rest purple. Now, I'm going to look at my parts that I colored pink and purple and write those numbers in my number bond. So let's see. How many circles did I color pink? 4. And how many circles did I color purple? 5. Awesome. Now, I'm going to draw another number bond on this side with the number 9 as the hole. And I'm going to draw 9 circles the 5 group way. Now, I would like you to do this one to practice today's lesson. If you would like to send a picture to your teacher, she would love it. She would love to see what we've done today. Here's an activity that you can do with your family to practice decomposing. You don't have to do this right now, but maybe it's something you can do later on. You will need 9 counters, a cup, and maybe a piece of paper and a pencil if you would like to draw your number bond. Now, the first thing that I did was place my 9 counters the 5 group way. And you will need to close your eyes as someone in your family will hide some counters under the cup. So go ahead and close your eyes. Okay, so open your eyes. The first thing you want to do is look to see how many counters you have left in front of you. Well, let me see. 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 counters. How many counters are hidden underneath my cup? Well, if you said 1 counter, you are right. Good job. I had 9 counters. You could see 8 of them. I hid 1 of them. Great. Let's try another one. Close your eyes. So you would just close your eyes and someone in your family would hide some of the counters under a cup. Great. Open your eyes. The first thing you do is look to see how many counters you have left in front of you. You have a 5 group. So how many counters do you think I hid under the cup? You can see 5. Let me see. If you said 1, 2, 3, 4, you are right. There were 9 counters. There you could see 5 counters, or there are 5 counters left, and I hid 4 counters. Very good. Give this activity a try. It's a lot of fun.